What's going on, everyone? It's Justin here, and today we're checking out the brand new Sony LinkBuds, which I feel like is a very interesting approach in the truly wireless earbud industry that brings something that you don't exactly see every single day, but makes a lot of sense, especially with Sony's approach of connecting your online and offline worlds. So in the world of like truly wireless earbuds, especially in the last few years, there's been a big focus in many fronts. There are better value options on the market, there's also better premium options, but there's also been a huge emphasis on active noise cancellation and noise cancellation in general, which Sony does have their own model as well, and it's amongst one of the best on the market today. But this right here is an approach that is meant to live in your ear for the entire day, whether you're like out and about, commuting, making calls, listening to music, but at the same time is able to give you a very transparent and natural feel to both be aware of like your surroundings and what's going on an everyday basis, but at the same time giving you an immersive and high quality audio experience. So I want to give a huge thanks to Sony for sponsoring this video. If you guys look to win these earbuds for yourself, just go ahead and drop a thumbs up on this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment down below of your favorite feature, and make sure you follow me over on Instagram at justin.tse, and also leave your Instagram username in that comment because it just makes it a lot easier for me to contact, and I'll pick a winner in 3 weeks. So just starting out with the design, the first thing that you're going to notice is the size. And from seeing it in like press releases and stuff, it already looked very, very portable, but it wasn't until it actually showed up that I realized just how small this actually is. You take a look at it in my hand right here. It is probably one of the smallest case form factors that I've seen to date, and it's made out of this nice recyclable material with kind of a cool texture to it. But in general, everything about it is just so light. As you open it up and take a look at like the earbuds themselves, they come in at just 4 grams per side. This right here is kind of like a chalk white color, which is sort of like my preferred option when it comes to truly wireless earbuds, but it does also come in like a dark gray option as well. But take a look at the buds themselves. The way they're kind of designed is with a capsule in the middle, which says like Sony, but on the bottom you also have a ring design. And essentially what this ring design is intended to do is to allow a nice airflow and environmental awareness through your ear. So it isn't like the approach of like silicone tips and all that to really plug out the exterior and instead utilize microphones to give you the transparent mode, but instead it has like a bit of a vent to it, and though it is minimal, it definitely does do its job. And I like the fact that it has a bit of a chrome surrounding to it. When it comes to the actual fit, it includes 4 different ear fins that allow you to figure out what type of anchor that you need. And they've made it very nicely marked to show you which side is which, but the way to put it on is to actually slide the bottom portion in, and then you can click in the fin on top. And depending on your ear shape, you just need to pick the size that fits the best for you. So as you can see, very easy to put in, and I can still kind of feel and hear what is going on around me. So when it comes to like the comfort standpoint, I would say that these definitely do fit in quite securely. The bottom portion and the ring is very seamless, and it kind of hides in the channel right here. And the fin itself definitely does do its job. And in general, you can see that these LinkBuds are very, very seamless. When it comes to using this for like exercise, running, and fitness, I would say at like a casual level, you should be perfectly fine. It does have the IPX4 rating as well, between like water and sweat resistance. But in terms of like the security, these are obviously not going to be as secure as the silicone tips that go into the ear canal and really do suction to the ear. Typically, I'm not someone who likes to wear earbuds for more than like 2 to 3 hours, even with the most comfortable options out there. And the biggest reason for that is usually because the seal in earbuds just ends up being very uncomfortable or warm, and it almost makes you feel a little bit too enclosed. So the LinkBuds definitely address that issue. So when it comes to some of the features of the LinkBud, one of the reasons why it makes a lot of sense for an earbud that you can wear every single day is the fact that it is very comfortable, but at the same time, there's also that nice little loop there that we talked about in this video that allows it to kind of connect you between your ambient environment, such as like a coffee shop, but at the same time be able to listen to music, do conference calls, and on top of that, we're gonna talk about the sound quality a little bit later. So as you can see right now in a coffee shop, there's just like the typical noise. There's music music playing, there's people talking, and there's just generally a lot of foot traffic. But it is a really nice place to work, and just being able to still hear the things that you need to, take the calls that you need to is really nice. So one of the areas that I feel like the LinkBuds really shine is the fact that the sound quality in calls is really, really good, but it does still give you the ability to know your surroundings a little bit, so you don't feel like you're completely blocked off or can't hear yourself while you're doing something like a conference call. When it comes to like the actual sound quality of these earbuds though, I noticed that it was very, very good at getting rid of the ambient noise, but at the same time, it also did a good job of picking up the voice specifically. And when we're being briefed on these earbuds, it was actually done using the microphone of the Sony LinkBuds, and I actually thought it came from like an external source. It sounded so clear overall. So here is a quick sound test. So here's a microphone test on the Sony LinkBuds, and as I mentioned, this is something that I noticed right away. It was able to do a very good job of picking up the sound clearly, but at the same time knowing what to isolate. A lot of times these earbuds have issues kind of distinguishing what is ambient noise and what is actual speaking that is going on. It does feel like the microphone is a little bit further away, but I can assure you that even though a lot of companies make claims of having great sound quality, the Sony LinkBuds definitely do a great job and are amongst the best that I've tested to date. So perhaps one of my favorite features is the adaptive volume mode. Say you're like just sitting inside by yourself, it's quiet, you don't really need to have the volume at a very high level, and you transition outside where there's cars driving by, buses, and all that kind of stuff, the earbud is actually going to automatically increase the volume and decrease it depending on your ambient situation. If you're outside, there's a lot of traffic, buses, cars and stuff driving by, the adaptive volume will actually increase it to be able to push some of that additional noise out. So that just adds to the fact that it is very transparent in its environment, and that is something I definitely enjoy because you don't always want to have your music absolutely blasting, but it's still nice to have it playing at all times as you go about your day. So that is one of the features that you can very easily enable and disable from the app itself, and one that I find myself using quite often. When it comes to like the actual sound, these have a 12mm ring driver. You can see it just around this portion right here. And what I like most about it is that it just has like a very open sound stage. When it comes to like the actual sound characteristics, I find that like the trebles definitely do ring out. There's a decent amount of range to it, but at the same time, the bass is there, but by no means is it overwhelming. It is overall a pretty balanced set of earbuds, but I feel like with Sony's optimization and also their experience in 360 reality audio, and all the stream services supported, it is definitely like well optimized from like a software standpoint, because especially when I had the app and everything connected and the firmware updated, I noticed that the sound was significantly better right away. Inside of it, you have the Sony V1 processor, which is the same one that you find on their flagship WF-1000 XM4s. So when it comes to like the sound quality overall, just streaming from Spotify, I was really, really happy with the experience. And as I kind of mentioned, I'm not usually someone who prefers earbuds that have like active noise cancellation or too much ceiling, because I tend to want to wear these when I'm just out and about and very casually going on with my workday. In terms of battery life and case design, the claim is about 5.5 hours. And some of the things that you do have to consider is that this earbud only comes in at 4 grams. And typically earbuds of this size can get anywhere from 5 to 6 hours, and that really does depend on the volume that you're listening at and some of the settings that you have enabled. From my experience of just like casual listening on Spotify and playing music at maybe like a 60 to 65% volume, because these are open face, so you do have to have the volume up a little bit louder to get that true effect, I was able to get just around 6 hours of listening time, but a huge factor also depends on how many calls you're making because of the optimization features that can be more power consuming. But generally speaking, the battery life of these earbuds is pretty in line with what they've advertised, if not a little bit better, and very much in line with earbuds of this size and form factor. The case itself gives you an additional 12 hours, so in total with the case and the earbud, you get 17.5 hours of listening time. And in terms of the design itself, I think it looks pretty good. I would say like this type of material is a little bit slippery, but I do like the fact that they have the battery indicator on the front here, and on the back you have your pair button and your USB Type-C for charging. The only complaint that I have about the case is that there is like a bit of a button to open it, so instead of just being like a nice like spring hinge, you do kind of have to press that button and all that, but not a huge deal. And generally speaking, I think the case is perfect for like a portable design. One thing that is missing in the case though is wireless charging. Another feature that really does add to the whole like linking online and offline world experience is speak to chat. So as you're like playing music and walking down the street, if you're going to order a coffee or you're talking to somebody all of a sudden, yeah, just a regular iced latte and also a drip coffee with cream, please. A lot of times you either like take your earbuds out or you got to take your phone out, pause the music and get a bit of a double take on what they just said. But due to speak to chat, as soon as you start talking to somebody in person, it will actually pause your music automatically, and that is definitely a feature that I really love, because a lot of times I'm doing a lot of things at the same time. I'm on my phone doing one thing, I'm listening to music, maybe on a call, and at the same time I'm getting asked questions here and there, or I'm just like somewhere running some errands, and just having that pause automatically just makes it a very seamless transition between all the different worlds that we're involved in nowadays. When it comes to like the actual gestures, there's also a bit of an innovative approach here. So as you like have these in your ear, for example, to be able to control the different areas of like your volume and also the play pause, all you have to actually do is tap the gestures here, and there's actually a pickup that is able to detect that. So for example, a pretty standard gesture is just double tapping right here. It will start to play the music, and as I do that again, it will pause the music. And generally speaking, I would say about 90% of the time, it was able to pick up very accurately and respond quickly. You can also go ahead and customize some of the parameters and gestures within the app itself, along with the EQ settings. So when it comes to the app itself for the LinkBuds, it uses Sony's Headphones Connect app, which is actually something that I do have some experience with. And as you can see right here, it gives you general information of like the battery life, the case itself, and as you go through the settings, you can also adjust the equalizer. So I can set like different custom settings. I could set it to bright, excited, mellow, relaxed. And from there you have 5 different parameters that you can go ahead and adjust based on your preferences. So as you can see, out of the box, I have it set to default one, but if I want to just go ahead and go to the custom settings and adjust that, here are the sliders that you can go ahead and play around with. And I know some people have like their very specific set of EQ settings depending on the different ranges that they have on other earbuds, and you can go ahead and apply the same settings after listening to the earbuds for a bit and figuring out the characteristics of that. And there's also 360 reality audio that you can go ahead and set up on a more immersive experience through the analyzation of the ear shape. The way that I was able to tune that is it will actually ask you to take a picture of your ear, both sides, and it will analyze the shape and adjust everything accordingly. And I always like to utilize those features in speakers such as like Tune Play on Sonos, but having it on an earbud really shows like the next step in utilizing the sensors, the microphones, and the actual drivers all together. Through the app itself, you also get the software updates. So from like a customizability standpoint and the optimizations, as well as 360 reality audio, if you're utilizing the streaming platforms that really take advantage of that, I really do like the full suite of features that come together with these LinkBuds. So at the end of the day, what are my overall opinions of the Sony LinkBuds? And I think for my type of lifestyle where I'm kind of out and about and not exactly looking to completely disconnect from the online and offline world all the time, this is like the perfect product that fits that criteria. At the same time, I found the sound quality to be pretty good, the seal was generally pretty decent, and the comfort was definitely there. But at the same time, despite not having like a stem sticking out or anything for mic pickup, it was amongst the best microphones that I've tested on any truly wireless earbud. The battery life was also pretty good as well, but I would have liked to have seen wireless charging built into the case, because at the price of $179, it definitely isn't like in the premium price, but it definitely isn't cheap either. And so I feel like wireless charging is just one of the features that a lot of people do expect in truly wireless earbuds nowadays. But just generally from like a core features standpoint, I think Sony's design and execution of this product for those who it's intended for really did achieve that mission. If you're looking for active noise cancellation, there's obviously other offerings on the market from Sony, Bose, Apple. There's a whole bunch of options out there at different price points nowadays, and a lot of them are pretty solid. But if you're looking to like have that nice like transparent connection between both sides, and you don't exactly need to completely block out everything, then I feel like these are as seamless as it gets when it comes to truly wireless earbuds that can live in your ear for a long period of time without really being as noticeable as others out there. If you guys want to go ahead and check these out for yourself, they retail at $179 and come in 2 different colors, and I'm going to drop a link to everything down below. As always, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to go ahead and drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next one.